Okay, now I hope we can go on recording like this. I think it will stay down. Good, let's go. Sound of an unperplexed wren. Perplexed wren. No comment necessary. It's a cardinal. Perplexed wren. Meadowlark. Perplexed wren. Cardinal. Perplexed wren. Flycatcher. Perplexed wren. Perplexed wren. Perplexed wren. Perplexed wren. Perplexed wren. Voice of the tape and comment on silence. Perplexed wren. Silence. Perplexed wren. Comment on also perplexed wren. Now some experimentals. Perplexed wren. Reading. A piece of Samuel perplexed wren. Silence. Abstract. Like a pink silence. Perplexed two-dimensional. Silence. Color. Perplexed wren. This flat. Silence. Perplexed wren. Protesting. Silence. Perplexed wren. Clay. All clay. Silence. Perplexed wren. 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 Silence, perplexed wren. Silence, perplexed wren. reflection of RAM common with our own. Pilots reflecting RAM their fairness. Pilots reflecting RAM into each other. Pilots reflecting RAM their flatness. Pilots reflecting the way the perspective that we have put in here. Pilots reflecting RAM again as flat. Pilots reflecting the RAM make their own. Pilots different reflecting RAM make their own. Something pilots 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 reflecting RAM make their own.
Well, it's night. We're going to try an experimental meditation. Against the background of some jazz. I think in terms of what's going on in Louisville tonight, maybe. We've been riots in Louisville for the last 2 or 3 days. Subject to the meditation is who you identify with. It's not a meditation with points in the background. You speak for yourself, you have some ideas, I'll speak them to you. I don't care how it is, won't say anything. Outside of the school. In other parts of the world, people are being killed. See what it sounds like. lovely, cold, quiet night. A little bit of noise from Fort Knox, like some shooting. But I haven't recorded it because I couldn't pick it up, I don't suppose. Sometimes I'll bet it's loud enough to pick up. That stuff from Fort Knox. It was a very beautiful night and celebrating the feast of liberation. Sometimes I'll bet it's loud enough to pick up. That stuff from Fort Knox. Perhaps we might read the chords in white. I can pick it up. I don't know. One thing that I want to read, but sometimes I'll bet it's loud enough to pick up. We'll see how that sounds. You can see if it works. See if we're up and out. Some stuff that I recorded before, I suppose. Sometimes I'll bet it's loud enough to pick up. That stuff from Fort Knox. But I haven't recorded it because I couldn't pick it up, I don't suppose. Sometimes I'll bet it's loud enough to pick up. That stuff from Fort Knox. But I haven't recorded it because I couldn't pick it up, I don't suppose. Sometimes I'll bet it's loud enough to pick up. That stuff from Fort Knox. But I haven't recorded it because I couldn't pick it up, I don't suppose. Sometimes I'll bet it's loud enough to pick up. That stuff from Fort Knox. But I haven't recorded it because I couldn't pick it up, I don't suppose. Sometimes I'll bet it's loud enough to pick up. That stuff from Fort Knox.
Some notes from a book on Ibn Arabi,
Recorded it
the
because I
Sufi,
couldn't pick it up, I don't suppose.
about how the
Sometimes I'll
absolute
bet it's loud enough to pick up. That stuff.
cannot be known except as a synthesis of opposites, and how God knows Himself
Recorded it because I couldn't pick
in
it up,
us.
I don't suppose.
and
Sometimes I'll bet it's loud enough to
recognizes
pick up.
Himself speaking to Himself in us. This needs to be louder, I think.
Recorded it because I couldn't pick it up, I don't suppose.
And
Sometimes I'll bet it's loud enough to pick up.
speak to Himself in us.
But I haven't recorded it because I couldn't pick it up, I don't suppose.
And
Sometimes I'll bet it's loud
Ibn
enough.
Arabi quotes the saying
But
of a mystic of Baghdad and then explains it.
I haven't recorded it because I couldn't
The
pick it up.
inward belies the outward, and the latter says I, and the outward belies the himself, and the latter says I. And this applies to every other pair of
Recorded
opposites.
it because I couldn't pick it up. I
In
don't
every
suppose.
case, the one who says something is right, and yet he is the very same one who hears. This is based on a phrase that applies to every other pair of opposites. In every case, indicating who says something is right, and the speaker is the very same one who says at the same time. The knower of what is applies to every other pair of opposites. In every case, indicating who says something is right, and the speaker is the very same one who says at the same time. Nobody can just ignore this because everybody applies to every other pair of opposites. In every case, indicating who says something is right, and the speaker is the very same one who says at the same time. Nobody can just ignore this because everybody applies to every other pair of opposites. In every case, indicating who says something is right, and the speaker is the very same one who says at the same time. Ignore this because everybody applies to every other pair of opposites. In every case, indicating who says something is right. To return to Ibn al-Arabi then. The inward belies the outward when the latter says I, and the outward belies the inward when the latter says I. Who is this I? I speak. Here I am speaking. And a moment ago the birds were singing, and the gas is turned off. Who is this I? Who am I who sit here? It's very difficult to say. itself, as in the tape recorder, is to some extent an illusion. And to use a tape recorder is to perpetuate this illusion, create this illusory identity, and yet it is a real identity. And inside, within, there is that which has just cancelled and denied and negated this outer identity. And yet, the outer identity also calls into question, cancels, attempts to negate the inner identity. And this produces the state which Ibn Arabi calls the state of perplexity, in which we are constantly cancelling out each other, inward and outward, and this cancelling out is the presence of God. And this mutual dialectic between the inner and the outer, for which there is no union except in the This is the Foucault book, Michel Foucault, on Madness and Civilization. A most rich book as far as material is concerned, but also important for many other reasons. First of all, because it rather lets the material speak for itself. The salutary effect on me is to see suddenly how partial and how limited my own preachments are, my own temptations to say that such and such a thing is the cause cause of such and such a phenomenon, and this is right, and this is wrong, and so forth. This polarizing is a very limited, a very weak approach to reality, and it's much better, instead of polarizing, to make mosaics of all the material that is there, to take the material as it is, natural and social. Nature against the city, the woods against the city, the contemplative life against the active life, and so forth. All this can be, it has its partial truth, but only partial. And there is no point in getting limited to polarizing better to free nature against the city, the woods against the city, the contemplative life finds the active life, and so forth. All this can be partial statement. Polarizing nature against the city, and how the woods against the city, the contemplative life against the active life. All this can be, it has a partial or only partial. The temptation to give definite answers is limited. Polarizing more and more humble nature against the city, or the woods against the city, the active life. All this can suggest that there is partial, but only partial. But there is no point in getting limited. Polarizing possibilities of nature against the city, approaching the woods against the city, to life together, the active life, and so forth. All this can be, it has its partial truth, but only together. And there is no point in getting limited to polarizing nature against the city, the woods against the city, the contemplative life against the active life, and so forth. All this can be, it has its partial truth, but only partial. And there is no point in getting limited to polarizing nature against the city, the woods against the city, the contemplative life against the active life, and so forth. All this can be, it has its partial truth, but only partial. And there is no point in getting limited to polarizing nature against the city, the woods against the city, the contemplative life against the active life, and so forth. All this can be, it has its partial truth, but only partial. And there is no point in getting limited to polarizing nature against the city, the woods against the city, the contemplative life against the active life, and so forth. All this can be, it has its partial truth, but only partial.
The bell is ringing down in the monastery for laws. It's a dark, gray morning. It may rain later. I want to record some thoughts from, again, Ibn Arabi on Islam and on the relation of the Lord to creatures and the relation of the Lord to nature. Seek our Lord then. life, knows his Lord, runs through everything. We seek our Lord then. Be immersed in water. He wants to know as a baptism in life. Just try to know baptized in life. I would say that would be a very good symbol. Knows his Lord. We seek our Lord then. Be totally baptized in the life. Just try out of the world of life, and thereby to know full reality of existence, knows his Lord. We seek our Lord then. He wants to know the divine breath. Just try to know the world. Knows himself, knows his